Hi everyone, let's talk about one of the biggest topics on the minds of college bound students and their families across US and Canada, paying for college. It's expensive and scholarships can make a huge difference here. Now, a question I get all the time is that does doing well on the SAT actually help you win the scholarship money? The answer is a definite yes, but it's crucial to understand how SAT scores impact scholarships, which type of aid they influence the most, and what landscape looks like, especially with test optional policies. So, this is your complete guide for 2025 on leveraging your SAT score for scholarships at US colleges and universities. So, let's break it down. Let's cut to the chase. So, strong SAT scores can absolutely be a major factor in securing scholarships to help pay for college in the US, particularly for merit based scholarships. So, money awarded based on academic achievement, your SAT score, it's a critical component that colleges and other organizations use to evaluate applications. So, think of it this way: a good score helps demonstrate your readiness for college level work. While it's rarely the only factor, it can make you eligible for certain awards. It can make your application more competitive and sometimes even automatically qualify you for funding. Generally, the higher you score, especially when combined with a strong GPA, the greater is your scholarship potential. So, SAT scores they typically play the biggest role in these types of scholarships. Now, this is often the most direct connection. Many US colleges, from large state universities to private institutions, offer scholarships based on your academic profile. So, your academic profile plays an important role here, right? Your university or institutional merit plays a really important role. So, they frequently publish specific criteria like, they um, plan a grid combining SAT or ACT scores and high school GPA. So, meeting a certain threshold might automatically grant you a specific scholarship amount per year. So, you must visit the financial aid or scholarship section of each specific college's website. These automatic awards and their requirements vary greatly from school to school. Now, let's talk about competitive institutional scholarships. Beyond automatic awards, outstanding SAT scores significantly boost your application for more selective, high value scholarships offered by universities. These often require separate applications, essays, or interviews, and top scores are expected. Now, these scholarships comes from US based companies, foundations, NGOs, community groups, etc. The role of SAT here is mixed. Some require a minimum score or consider it competitively. However, many others prioritize essays, leadership experience, community service, and talents or demographic background, and they may even be test optional or test blind. Now, the National Merit Scholarship Program, it is well known. It's like a well known US program because it starts with your PSAT or NMSQT score taken in your junior year. So, scoring very high makes you a commended student or a semi-finalist based on your state cutoffs. Fine. So, to become a finalist and be eligible for the National Merit Scholarships, that is, $2,500 awards, corporate sponsored and college sponsored scholarships, it's really important that you need to meet the other requirements also. Conforming to the SAT or ACT score that meets the program's threshold, usually, around the commended level. So, some US states offer their own scholarship or grant programs for residents attending college in the state, and eligibility might be tied to the GPA, SAT, or ACT scores or specific coursework. So, it's really important to check your state's Department of Education or Higher Education Agency website. Okay, let's tackle the big topic, that is test optional admissions. Fine. So, many US colleges they don't require SAT or ACT scores for admission anymore. But does that mean scores don't matter for scholarships? So there's a warning here because policies vary wildly. Just because a college is test optional for admissions, that does not automatically mean that they are test optional for all the scholarships, especially the merit based ones. So some colleges are test optional for both, okay, but others they still require or prefer test scores for their top merit scholarships. Now why? Why do you think that? Because scores they provide a standardized comparison point. So the bottom line is that you absolutely must check the specific requirements for any scholarship program you are interested in directly on the college's financial aid website. So you need to open that website and check it out. So don't make assumptions on your own. Now, even when optional, submitting strong SAT scores, they can strengthen your application and they can potentially give you an edge for merit aid compared to applicants who don't submit the scores. So, what score do you need? It really depends on the selectivity of the college and the specific scholarship. So, here's an idea for the US context. Firstly, you need to check college scholarship grids. Okay, so for automatic merit aid, the college website will tell you exactly what SAT or GPA combo hits which dollar amount. Fine. Another thing is that generally scoring above the average SAT score, that will put you in a better position for gaining the merit. Okay, so above average is the key. Then if you are aiming for scores in the 75th percentile or higher, for your target schools, they often make you a strong candidate for significant merit scholarships. So for highly selective schools, this means scores well into the 1400s or 1500s are often needed for top awards. So you need to set competitive benchmarks. Then remember that context is everything. A 1350 SAT might earn a great scholarship at one university but might not qualify for aid at a more selective institution. So remember that GPA, it is almost, it's always looked at along with your SAT score for academic merit scholarship. So you need to really remember that. Now, while we are focusing on the SAT, US colleges and scholarship committees almost always use a holistic review process. This means that they consider your entire application, your GPA, the difficulty level of your high school courses like AP or IB classes, your application essays, letters of recommendation, extracurricular activities, leadership roles, talents, and your overall potential contribution. So a high SAT score is a valuable asset that will strengthen your case, but it works best as a part of compelling the overall profile. So where should you be looking? So focus on the college financial aid websites. Start here. This is the best source for institutional aid specific to each school. And then you can use some reputable sites also, like the Big Future, FastWeb, scholarships.com, CapEx, and Scholarly. You can create detailed profiles over there. Now, you can also refer to the high school guidance counselor because they are fantastic resources for national, state, and sometimes local scholarships, right? Also, you can, go for some federal grants and loans, but it's always best to explore all the aid options. Then, you need to make sure that you try community foundations and local organizations because you can check for those scholarships, offered in your city. Also, it's important to look into associations related to your intended major or career field. Okay, that is, you can take help from the professional organizations. Fine. Now, is it worth putting in extra effort to raise your SAT score for scholarship purposes? For automatic merit aid tied to score bands at many US universities, the answer is a yes. It's definitely a yes. So improving your score by even a small amount could move you to a higher scholarship tier, resulting in thousands of dollars more in aid per year. Okay, so this makes focused SAT prep a strategic investment. Fine. So improve your SAT score to hit the next scholarship tier at your target US universities. But that requires focused effort on your specific challenge area. So you need to really work hard. Personalized guidance like the one-on-one online tutoring Wizdomi offers for SAT prep. Okay. So it can zero in on those specific areas needing improvement, whether it's advanced math topics or critical reading strategies for the digital SAT. Okay. And their first free class, of course, it's a great way to, to see that if tailored support can help reach a goal, that will unlock great way to more scholarships, more opportunities stateside. So if you think of focused prep as a direct investment towards making college more affordable, you need to quickly take guidance from Wizdomi. So to sum up, SAT scores can be a very, very powerful tool for winning scholarships for the US colleges, especially the institutional merit-based aid. Now, high scores demonstrate academic readiness and they can also make you eligible for significant funding. Now, your best strategy is to aim high on the SAT while building a strong overall application. Always research the specific scholarship criteria and test policies for each college that you are considering, particularly in the context of test optional trends. So, preparation is the key and it can be seen as a direct investment in your future affordability. What are your experiences finding US scholarships? Share tips or questions below. If this guide was helpful for your college planning, hit that like button and subscribe for more advice. Don't forget to check the description for helpful resources.